hard for me as someone that has social anxiety, but wants to clearly be out and about um, when I want to, right? Many times being out and about is very overstimulating, it's triggering. And so I am someone on this channel that talks about critiquing the artist way. And one thing that I have just continued to center in my practice from the artist way are artist dates. And over the past few months, I've been not only curating options for myself, but also thinking about this in terms of other artists who might be navigating the same thing as me, have social anxiety, and want more creative ways to think about an artist date that don't always include having to be outside and interacting with people, places, and things in the elements, right? And so two things. The first thing is definitely check out the links in the description box. I have a link to my Pinterest that is related to art inspiration. And so if we think about an artist date, if you want to sit down, and I call them art retreats, where I sit down at my art table for, however long I feel like it. But I open up my art inspiration Pinterest board, and there's a variety of images and, you know, videos from just different things that I find inspiring. And so I put that together for y'all because I thought that that might be helpful for you too. You might want a new Pinterest board to follow. So definitely check that out. The link is in the description. The other thing that you can find is a link to my link tree where or is it on my YouTube? It's actually on my YouTube. If you go to my YouTube channel and you check out the watch playlist or the art playlist, I was thinking about that playlist in terms of, if you want to have an artist date, but you don't want to be overstimulated, you don't want to go outside in the elements, but you want some type of creative opportunity. You can check out my art playlist, and it goes through like different, I have clips of documentaries, or I have links to documentaries that are art related. I have links to other kind of art inspiration moments. So there's a link to the like San Diego Botanic Garden. They have a live stream that they put up every few days. If you just want to sit down, have an artist date, right, with yourself, and open up the San Diego Botanic Garden live stream and just paint from that landscape, you can do that. I have artist panels, artist interviews, um, art news that's specifically related to the art world and what's going on in that art playlist on my YouTube channel. So if you're someone like me that likes to have, maybe a little noise in the background while you're creating, but you want it to be art related, definitely check out my YouTube channel on the playlist that says art. I kind of liken it to, have y'all seen that organization, or if they have a YouTube channel too? It's called All Art TV, ALL Art, ART TV. And they put out just programming that is arts and culture related. So that's kind of the energy of my art playlist on YouTube. Is content that is arts and culture related. And so that is another creative idea if you're thinking about, ways to have an artist date, but low barrier, right? No overstimulation, not necessarily a lot of prep that you have to do to get your body ready to be in social environments, right? So that's the energy of it all. The other thing that I wanted to just come on really quickly to talk to y'all about as well, um, is so I gave y'all those two kind of creative ideas about creating the opportunities for imagination. The other thing that I just wanted to share with y'all as well, is how do you create opportunities for imagination with yourself? And I wanted to just share one of my art practices that I've been, I guess, really entrenched in. I'm not sure. I was going to say I'm not sure how this started, but that's not true. I love to draw fruits and vegetables, specifically fruits and vegetables from like my food culture. So I draw a lot of okra. I draw a lot of potatoes. These are like beets and radishes, right? And so the other thing that I really enjoy drawing too is hands. And I have a video about this. So I won't like, repeat what I said in that video. It's actually the last one that I just did. So if you want to hear like me processing through sketching hands and fruits and vegetables, there's that. Thank you. Um, but for this video, I wanted to just share like following themes in your work and like how that opens up different aspects of imagination. So, food and vegetables. I don't usually draw like food. Or anything like that. Like that's not usually the road that I go down. Like that's not what comes to mind at first. But for some reason, like I said, drawing hands holding fruit at the end of July was really my jam. So I just let myself follow that, right? So that's what these kind of initial sketches are related to. Like me following those seeds of inspiration, right? And then that kind of continued to grow into me being very interested in sketching like these scenes. I would say it highlights like abundance. There's different symbols and motifs in here, but really the composition is more about like abundance of things. And so I keep allowing myself to just explore like what does it look like to incorporate different fruits and vegetables in my work. And so this is the most recent one of the most recent spreads that I did, that includes like fruits and vegetables. And getting back to the point of this video, which is how do you create the opportunities of imagination for yourself? I've never drawn an egg before. Like that was one of the things that when I sat down and was figuring out like what did I want to put in the composition, I'm like, let me include some things that I've never, like literally never drawn before. So like these are supposed to be limes. They just look like green circles, and that's okay. They just look like green circles, and that's all right, right? Like we'll get back to drawing limes in a better way during another sketch, right? But I've never drawn like hard boiled eggs before, so this is my attempt at that. The other thing that I've never drawn too is like I've drawn cucumbers like long, a whole cucumber, but I've never drawn cucumber slices, right? So just allowing myself to do things like draw things I've never drawn before help me to then just continue. Let's see. Let me see how I can put this up here. Because I want y'all to be able to see. Okay. Just allowing myself to draw things like that, right, helped for me to be able to feel a little bit more comfortable and confident with drawing all over the page, adding other kind of fruits and vegetables into my images. So again, more hard boiled eggs. I've never drawn sliced avocados before. Like, have you ever drawn a sliced avocado? This just looks like green pieces stacked on top of each other right now, but that's all right. We're gonna build on it, and I'll get better at my sliced avocados. But the fact that I drew one, I mean, I think that's good. A sweet potato. Have you ever drawn a sweet potato? An open one, right? I have a few pictures of round sweet potatoes whole and then slices, but it being sliced open in the middle like that, right? A papaya. The other thing that I've never drawn, and it didn't come out that good, but again, that's perfectly okay because I'm creating the opportunity for imagination. Like, I am just allowing myself to draw, like what comes to me. And then, like I said, that allowed me to really push myself. Like, I was really proud of myself for drawing this little sketch of fruits and vegetables like in a basket. Again, never done that before, but these previous examples or these previous moments where I just like allow myself to just sketch things. Right here, I'm sketching pieces of bread. I had never drawn sketch like bread slices before, so I just tried that. But you can kind of see how, like, I've been building from these earlier parts to then be here, right? And the reason I think that I was able to get this particular sketch down is because, like I said, I allowed myself to just draw the things that came to me that felt good, that made sense related to, again, the composition and kind of my focus, my energy for the day. And I've never, had never drawn eggs or anything. Um, but because I was open to like just seeing, what does it look like to sketch these different things, right? What does it look like to be able to do that? Um, that's where the window of opportunity, if you will, kind of comes in. So that is my reflection today. In the beginning, I talked about two creative ideas that you can use if you are an artist that has some social anxiety. You want to do an artist date, but you don't want to be overstimulated, don't want to have to prep yourself to be in social settings, but you want to do something, that's creative, that allows you for the opportunity for imagination. So those two examples are at the beginning. And then this last part has been about when I said what happens after I allow myself to be in those creative moments, and how exploring with that has kind of opened up this place where I am incorporating things like fruits and vegetables into my composition. The last thing that I can share is, let's see, um, I am currently working on this now. I have a love for vintage electronics. Okay, I am an elder millennial, and so Walkmans, CD players, iPods, things like that, Blackberries. I love like drawing those pieces of technology in my art. And so, what would it look like to incorporate some of those like vintage um electronics alongside like this spread with like fruits and vegetables in there, right? I think that'll be pretty cool to add that there. So let me know what y'all think. What are those options that I gave? helpful, related to folks that have social anxiety like myself, who want to do some artist dates, but we need to do it in more of a creative and contained way at times, right? Because adding more outside things to my calendar does not sound or feel good to me. Like I only have the capacity for a certain amount of social things throughout the month. But how do I still engage in creative social activities without having to be overstimulated, right?